John and Rachel from Jagoff, and we're all in happy spirits here at the Mr. Rogers neighborhood.
We're very close.
We're at the Mr. Rogers neighborhood display at the Heinz History Center. So welcome to the neighborhood, right? Or should you welcome us?
Welcome to the neighborhood.
You could see episodes like you're airing now from 1968 up until 2001, and anybody who's anybody knows who Mr. Rogers is, right? What is it about him that's kind of had this longevity through the years?
Well, I like to go back to 1968. That's the year the show went national. And if you look at that year, it was such a tumultuous year, a lot of violence. And so the foundation that funded the show, the Sears Foundation at the time, when they renewed the funding, they said he really spoke into that violence to children and brought this kind of calming voice and this kindness that was desperately needed. And I think that we always need that. And so I think that's kind of the enduring impact of Mr. Rogers, is that we all kind of strive for that, or yearn, I could say, for that kindness and that love and empathy that he showed to children and to everyone, actually. I mean, anyone that would run into him even on the street would say you felt this personal connection with him, even just.
And he had such a supporting cast of characters, right? So I think if somebody can relate to any of the characters, talk about some of the characters that you have here.
So we have some of the puppets here on display. So we have Cornflake, especially, who ran the Rocket Factory, and we have some of the Platypus family, and of course Grand Pierre, who lived in the Eiffel Tower. We don't have Lady Elaine, who's one of my favorites because she's quite the character. Yeah, she's always up to some mischief, which I think that's what he did with the puppets, is they had different characteristics so children could relate to different puppets. He was shy, Fred Rogers, growing up, so Daniel Tiger was the one that he identified with. And Henrietta is also a very shy person. X the Owl loves to learn. He loves Ben Franklin. King Friday, he's also kind of a mischief maker, so he definitely puts those characters in as well. So just lots of variety.
And we have some trivia coming up and giving you guys a chance to win some tickets to come to the exhibit. But the cool thing is you have the actual sets here. You have King Friday's castle, you have the house, and you have where Mr. Rogers walked, the doorway.
Yeah, this is the actual door that he came into every day to film, and that's the bench he sat on as well to change from his to change into his sweater and sneakers from his more formal attire.
There is a nostalgic feel about coming in here. It's like going to Gus and Yaya's snow cone place over on the north side. It's like this bubble of peace when you walk in here, and walk in here. Isn't it kind of neat? And to know that he had that influence. So let's talk about some trivia here, right? Probably one of the more frequent things I've heard is that Mr. McFeely's name had an association to Mr. Rogers directly, right?
Mm-hmm. True. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
True, and do you want me to?
Yeah, you
I'm giving away the answers.
Yeah,
okay,
you're allowed.
Yeah.
Yes,
we're cheaters, so you'll give us the answers, but then we'll give one that we won't give an answer to. But you give it to us before.
Yes, that was his mother's maiden name and his middle name, and so that became the name for the post office delivery man, Mr. McFeely.
Couple of reasons why he actually changed into his shoes whenever he came through the door. There are a couple, right?
Yes, there's a couple. So that whole process of changing out of his formal wear and into more casual wear was a way for children to feel comfortable, to settle in, and to establish routine for every episode. And then also, it was because he was also behind the scenes a lot. He voiced many of the puppets, and so the sneakers were quieter in the background than dress shoes would have been. If you ever run into Mr. McFeely, he loves to share this story. So the story goes that he was first riding a bicycle around the set, but he was not very good at riding a bicycle, and he actually ran into the tree you see behind us. And if he was here, he could tell you the exact spot on the tree, but I can't tell you the exact spot. So they switched over to a tricycle so that he would be a little more stable.
I love it.
And the tennis shoes. Let's go to the tennis shoes. They're not Chuck Taylors, but he was a cool dude despite not having Chuck Taylor.
Yeah, he had some Sperry's, so pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Which could be confused with Keds, which is what I thought they were, because they do look so plain, right?
Well, I have to say too, our shoes are Sperry's, but people that have his tennis shoes, other examples, they might be Keds as well. So I think he just liked that certain look.
Style, sure.
Yeah, that certain style. So he might have switched between Keds and Sperry's.
Okay.
Nice.
Good answer.
All right.
Made me feel better like I used.
So what is the question we want to give to everybody here? And I think it has.
It's really hard hitting.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's going to be tough to Google this. Give it
Who made Fred's sweaters?
First of all, thanks for letting us come and see all
Sure,
this.
no
It's
problem.
really cool. Should we sing the song?
Oh,
No. Everybody said no. Well, I think we'll.
Thanks for telling him no.
Yeah,
I do sing it a lot though.
Do you really?
It
Yeah.
gets in your head
Do
after
you
you're
karaoke
sure, yeah.
at night?
No, I should.
Hey, I'm karaoke.
What's your
I'm gonna sing
favorite
this
karaoke
song.
song?
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, Emily, thank you very much
Yeah,
for
well,
Thanks for the time. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Cool. All right, go see if you can win the tickets.